Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. William Ruto has been forced by the farmers to come out and suspend the importation of yellow maize, the importation of wheat, the importation of rice, as they are coming out to force William Ruto to do so. This was not a good message that was to farmers, as William Ruto came out saying that they were going to import yellow maize, and the yellow maize was going to ensure that the high cost of living was going to be lowered. And through lowering the high cost of living, this maize was going to ensure that the price of unga is going to be reduced. But now, after William Ruto came out saying that he was going to import yellow maize to the country. Remember, the farmers from Rift Valley came out responding and saying that they were not going to accept things like that. Now today, the Statehouse is saying this: ban on wheat and maize import to safeguard farmers. No permits will be issued to mailers to import wheat or maize into the country. President William Ruto said the move is aimed protecting local farmers. And that is whatever they are saying. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when look at this, something that is happening at this time, after meeting these farmers, William Ruto is coming out to make U-turn. Do you think that this is a force that has come out storming Statehouse and telling him that, look, you are the same person that came out telling us that you're going to lower the price of fertilizer, and after lowering the price of fertilizer, you are going to support the farmers by subsidizing this fertilizer the way you have lowered the price. Then you fund the farmers with this fertilizer. Then after funding them, the farmers were going to have a bumper harvest. And this bumper harvest, as we speak, is not related with whatever William Ruto is saying. So when it comes to the importation of yellow maize, this was not the context that the farmers they were. They realized that William Ruto was betraying them. And to come out to sweet talk that now the farmers, to hear that he is protecting their interest, now Statehouse is saying that they are coming out to ban on wheat and maize import to safeguard the farmers. But the question we are asking, at the same time this is something that is happening, is there something behind the scene that is being done by these leaders that we don't know? Because it is a kind of a shock that a president is coming out to give a certain statement, then in another day he's coming out to give us another statement. So Kenyans are so confused because William Ruto is contradicting some issues. Today he's coming out that they are suspending the importation of this yellow maize and wheat. At the same time, it is the president himself who came out saying that they were going to import the yellow maize and wheat. Then it means that they're going to buy these foodstuffs from the farmers in Kenya. And if any case, let me ask you, if any case these farmers are not going to accept the price of the way the government is going to take these foodstuffs, for example, like maize, you want to tell me the farmers are going to agree with William Ruto? Because some of them are already coming out, rejecting and saying that they're not going to accept lowering the price of maize because they never received fertilizer. They never received subsidized fertilizer. In other words, those who received fertilizer, let them sell their maize at the, let me say, at the influence of the government. Because the government is coming out to say, you must sell this maize at a certain price because we came out supporting you with subsidized fertilizer. So in other words, there are two groups that are emerging at the in between the farmers. There are those farmers who received subsidized fertilizer. There are those farmers who never received subsidized fertilizer. They used their money, the expenses was themselves, and also when you look at the fertilizer they bought was at a high cost than the subsidized one, the way they are claiming it was subsidized. But now, ladies and gentlemen, something that I'm so worried about is that William Ruto's contradiction is confusing farmers. At the same time, farmers are coming out to warn him. Now he's making U-turn to come out to confuse farmers, now demanding them that you must come out to sell this maize at our guarantee price. You must come out to sell the maize at our proposals. And that is why the farmers are feeling like this is not the road that we are going to follow. So I think William Ruto is failing at a time that the farmers were harvesting maize. And a bigger percentage of farmers from Rift Valley are pushing William Ruto hard. And they're telling William Ruto that we are not going to play with our maize. The kind of tactics you are trying to play with our maize, we are not going to accept. Because it seems like you are a broker. You are a broker. And that is why I told you here, there are certain individuals in the government that always just wait for the farmers to harvest their maize, their wheat, then after that, they always broker the deal. Then you find themselves coming out to buy. They buy, then they come out selling to the government at a higher price. You find they buy, for example, a sack of maize at a cheaper price. Then they sell to the government at a higher price. This is just a kind of brokering. And these are cartels. And that is why when you look at Rigathi Gachagua came out yelling about the cartels in coffee, yelling about the cartels in tea, yelling about the cartels in milk sector and miraa, it means that also we are having cartels in maize sector. And that is why in this maize sector, the billionaires who are dealing with this kind of maize business. Some of them are coming from Rift Valley, some of them are in the government. And this is whatever they're doing to benefit themselves. Unapata kwamba afama amenunua ako na gunia kama 100 sacks of maize. Whatever these members of parliament or rather any other who is a politician or broker or cartels who are in this government, whatever they will do, they will go and buy these 100 sacks of maize. Because the farmer is having problem, they will go and buy it and the farmer will accept any price. And that is why you find they buy it at a lower price, they go and sell it to the government at a higher price. It's like they're taking it like a tender. That now, can you find someone who is supplying these millers with maize? And that is why they do good business with this maize. So in other words, this yellow maize was just a kind of business. Purely business that these people are in. So now, as you see that William Ruto is stopping the importation of this yellow maize, some individuals will still do it. There is no guarantee that no permits are not going to be issued to millers to import the wheat or maize into the country. Some of these millers, the owner of these millers, some of them, directors, managers, are in this government, some of them. They will do it. They will come out, they will import still. No one will come out to say anything. Because you will find that, for example, as we speak, there are certain commodities that always come to the country. You want to tell me that KEBS understand all these commodities that are coming into Kenya? Kuna zingine ziko, lakini hawajui. And yet we are having KEBS. Na hizo logo za KEBS ziko kwa hizo commodity. Then, KEBS hawajui kwamba the counterfeit goods that are coming outside the country. The same to the way William Ruto came out announcing the importation of yellow maize. That is why some individuals are still going to do it. So this ugly U-turn that William Ruto is having is a kind of shock and a threat to his regime as farmers are coming out telling him that you are betraying us. Ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts?